ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਏਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਜੁਨੀ ਸਹਿਬੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਪੀ ਸਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਪੀ ਸਚ ਇਕ ਅਦਤੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵਾ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਅੰਗਦ ਪੇਵਾ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਗੁਰ ਅਮਰ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਕਰਤਾ ਰਾਮਦਾਸ ਗੁਰ ਬਾਰੇ ਪੁਰਖ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਰਜਨ ਸੁਖਦਾਨੀ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਹਰਿ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਗੁਣ ਖਾਨੀ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਹੈ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿ ਰਾਏ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਹਰਿ ਕ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਨ ਧਿਆਏ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਰਾਏ ਸਹਿਬੰ ਗੁਰ ਦਸਮੇ ਸਹਾਇ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਗੁਰ ਗਿਆਨਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਬੰਦਨ ਭਗਵਾਨਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਕਲ ਜੁਗ ਪਇਓ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਰੂਪ ਮਹਾਨ ਦਸ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਇਹੋ ਰੂਪ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਜੀ ਜਾਨ ਪੂਰਨ ਦੇਖਿਓ ਆਤਮਾ ਦੁਐਤੇ ਸਰਬ ਨਿਵਾਰ ਪੈ ਸ਼ਾਂਤ ਮਨ ਸੰਤੇ ਤਿਨ ਪਦ ਨਮੋ ਹਮਾਰ ਮੂਹ ਕੋ ਛਰੇ ਸ਼ਾਸਤਰ ਖਟ ਪਿੰਗਰਨ ਛੜ ਜਾਏ ਅੰਦਲ ਕੈ ਬਦਰੋਸਨੈ ਜੋ ਕਾਲ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਾਏ ਕਹਾ ਬੁੱਧ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਤੁਛ ਹਮਾਰੀ ਪੜਨ ਸਕੈ ਮਹਿਮਾ ਜੋ ਤਿਹਾਰੀ ਹਮ ਨਾ ਸਖਤ ਕਰ ਸਿਰ ਤੁਮਾਰੀ ਆਪ ਲਿਹੋ ਤੁਮ ਕਥਾ ਸਦਾਰੀ ਸੋ ਕਹੋ ਟਲ ਗੁਰ ਸੇਵੀਐ ਅਹਨਿ ਸਹਿਜ ਸੁਭਾਏ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਪਰਸਿਐ ਗੁਰੂ ਕੈ ਜਨਮ ਮਰਨ ਦੁਖ ਜਾਏ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਪਰਸਿਐ ਗੁਰੂ ਕੈ ਜਨਮ ਮਰਨ ਦੁਖ ਜਾਏ
ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਗਾਵੇ ਕੋ ਤਾਨ ਹੋਵੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਤਾਨ ਗਾਵੇ ਕੋ ਦਾਤ ਜਾਣੇ ਨੀਸਾਨ ਗਾਵੇ ਕੋ ਗੁਣ ਵਡਿਆਈਆਂ ਚਾਰ ਗਾਵੇ ਕੋ ਵਿਦਿਆ ਵਿਖਮ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਗਾਵੇ ਕੋ ਸਾਜ ਕਰੇ ਤਨ ਖੇ ਗਾਵੇ ਕੋ ਜੀਅ ਲੈ ਫਿਰ ਦੇ ਗਾਵੇ ਕੋ ਜਾਪੈ ਦਿਸੈ ਦੂਰ ਗਾਵੇ ਕੋ ਵੇਖੇ ਹਾਦਰਾ ਹਦੂਰ ਕਥਨਾ ਕਥੀ ਨ ਆਵੇ ਤੋਟ ਕਥ ਕਥ ਕਥੀ ਕੋਟੀ ਕੋਟ ਕੋਟ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਦੇ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਤੱਕ ਪਾਹੇ ਜੁਗਾ ਜੁਗੰਤਰ ਖਾਹੀ ਖਾਏ ਹੁਕਮੀ ਹੁਕਮ ਚਲਾਏ ਰਾਹੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਵਿਗਸੇ ਵੇ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਹ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਗੁਰੂ ਰੂਪ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। We're continuing on with the Katha from the Sri Japji Sahib. We are in the third Pauri, the second Pauri, the third Pauri, the third Pauri, which is the Gave Shabads. We have gone through a number of definitions so far. I think we've gone through 4 definitions and we're now on the 5th one. The last definition was about the sadhus. What type of sadhana do they do? What types of boons do they give? What gifts are bestowed upon people by the saints? Because they're the ones that sing the praises of God. Now here Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji is asked by the Siddhs, they said, what does a person gain as a reward by singing the praises of Vaheguru? So Guru Nanak Dev Ji goes on to explain through this definition the different abilities that people gain or the different gifts that they gain from Vaheguru themselves. So we're going to go on with this body now. As I said, the Siddhs are asking Guru Nanak Dev Ji, said, look, those people who are singing the praises of God, what is the merit that they obtain? What is the fruit that they obtain? What are the gifts that they obtain? And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji reply,
Gave ko taan, hove kise taan.
Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji says that, look, those people who sing the praises of Vaheguru, they gain whatever they are singing for. They have to sing with firm faith, but whatever they require through supplications, through an ardas, they will gain. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji then continues,
Gave ko daat, jane nisan.
Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, look, those people who require gifts, whatever they sing, gifts they sing about the praise of God being the most powerful, they will gain that power. They sing the praise of God being the most wealthy, the divine king, they will get those rewards. Obviously this has to be done with firm faith. This isn't some empty gesture where you can just sing a praise and you can try to deceive God. God is the knower of all hearts. He knows what you require. He knows what you want. He knows what you need. At the same time, you can sing praises and ask for gifts, but if you are doing that to embellish your greed, it's not going to happen, because all you're doing is trying to fill a vice. So here Guru Nanak Dev Ji says those people who sing will propagate the gifts that they want. Those gifts will manifest in front of them. And there's a story that comes in the Islamic versions of Mary. Mary is known as Miriam within the Islamic texts, and she is the mother of Christ, according to the biblical accounts. And there is one point where she is praying, and she is sat there praying in front of the holy temples on the mount, and she's worshipping in there. And she asks God for food, and God bestows a massive platter of grapes for her to eat. And what happens then is Zachariah comes in. Zachariah comes and asks her. Obviously, this isn't something you'd find in the Bible. You'd have to read the historical accounts of Mary within the Islamic literature. But within there, Zachariah comes in and asks, "Where have you got this from?" And she says, "I've been bestowed it by God. God has given me fruit to eat." And he says, "Well, how did you get it?" He goes, "I just asked." That's what she says. "I just asked and God gave." She goes, "All you have to do is ask God and he will give." What you have to understand is Zachariah up to that point was in his late ages, but he had a desire for a child, and him and his wife could not have a child. They wanted a child all their life, but they were through service. They tried and tried again, but they never could conceive. And at that point, Zachariah realized that all I have to do is ask. If I sing the praise of God and ask, he will give. So he then goes to the Temple Mount, and then he asks God for a child. God then speaks personally, whether it's through, obviously Christian faith states that the voice of God cannot be heard by an individual, and it's through an angel that God is spoken to and from, between the prophets. Zachariah speaks to God, asks him for a son, and then he pleases God through the praise, and then he is bestowed a son with the added thing that Zachariah was not allowed to speak about this gift being given to him, and Zachariah was unable to speak from there on. But God then bestowed John the Baptist, or in Islamic text it's Ayub. Ayub was bestowed as a son to Zachariah, and it was through the praise of God, it was through asking. And here Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying exactly that Gave ko daat jane nisan, those people who sing about the gifts of God, they will become jane nisan, they will become, nisan means to propagate, they will become manifest. They'll propagate those manifested gifts that they sing about, and God will give them to the individual just as God did to Zachariah. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji continues,
Gave ko gun vadiyaiyan char.
Gave ko gun vadiyaiyan char. Guru Nanak Dev Ji here says, look, those people who sing the praises of God will receive gun. Gun here is attributes or characteristics. They will gain those gun such as content, santokh, daya, piety, dharam, righteousness, sat, truth. They will gain these sorts of virtues, that they will live in accordance to this life. Vadiyanya, they will gain praise. Jar, which means glory. They will gain these things while they're living in this life. They will gain beautiful praise within this world and in the next. Look at the saints. Look at the Bhagats. Bhagat Kabir Ji, Bhagat Ravidas Ji, Bhagat Namdev Ji, Bhagat Pipa Ji. You know, apart from Bhagat Pipa Ji, those other three were born in very low castes. They were born of very small status. But they gained praise in this world, and they are praised in the world after. Guru Gobind Singh Ji recites the Sakhi, which is told in Sri Guru Pratap Suraj Prakash. At the time of Bhagat Kabir Ji, he asked all the Sikhs who the king was at the time. And there were many answers given. But the correct answer was Ibrahim Lodi. Ibrahim Lodi was the king at the time of Bhagat Kabir Ji. Nobody could remember the name of the king, but the world knows the name of Bhagat Kabir Ji. And that shows through the praise of Vaheguru, the person gains praise, they become well known, everybody knows of their glory, within this world and the next. And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji continue.
Gave ko vidya vikam vichar.
Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji here says, look, those people who sing the praises of God, they gain the vidya. Vidya is knowledge. Vikam means very difficult, and vichar is deliberation. They gain the ability to deliberate on very difficult knowledge. Knowledge that is very difficult to obtain within this world. And the most difficult one is Brahm Vidya, which is the knowledge of everything, the knowledge of self, which is the knowledge of God, which is what we are trying to give through, to the Sangha through the steeks, through the arts that have been done by Mahaprabhu. This isn't knowledge that we are giving away from what we have. This is knowledge that's being given away that the sadhus, the gurus and the sampardayas have retained and maintained for all these years. And here, Gave ko vidya vekam vichar is through and the praise of God that a person can obtain this vidya. Guru Nanak Dev Ji and Guru Gobind Singh Ji through their many ways have made that vidya more obtainable through Gurbani. And then the other thing you have is Guru Gobind Singh Ji said, those people who want to learn about the vidya, who want to know about the vidya, who want to obtain the vidya through Katha, through Kirtan. Guru Gobind Singh Ji have created Likhansar Gurdwara at Sri Damdama Sahib, which is where Guru Gobind Singh Ji put all the ink, remaining ink, from when they were writing Maharaja Sarup into the Sarovar. And there at Likhansar, Maharaja said, anybody who comes in and writes the Penthi, they will be able to grasp this knowledge. There are many people who have been there through the Kathas of Gyani Sundar Singh Ji, Gyani Gurbachan Singh Ji, Gyani Thakur Singh Ji. There are many stories that are told of many people who have been there, who were unable to gain this vidya first, been to Likhansar Gurdwara, done the ardas, done the dig, wrote the Penthi in the sand, and done the ardas again, and then been able to gain the knowledge from Katha through Santhya, through vidya that they required. And here Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, obviously those people who sing the praise of God, they're able to understand this. To them, Bhasha, or this language, the vernacular that is spoken in Gurbani becomes so simple to them. It is like second nature. That they understand every word in Gurbani that's being said. But if you ask them in the real world, or in the materialistic world, they might not have a complete grasp of it. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji continue here, that only through the praise of God, only through the repetition of Vaheguru, only through meditation, do you receive this as a gift, that you are able to comprehend the most difficult of vidyas. There is a Sakhi that comes in Sandhyani Gurbachan Singh Ji Katha, where they met a Pandit who was able to read the life of an individual from the skull. After a person has passed away, he was able to look at a skull and tell you who they were and what they did in their life. Those are very difficult knowledges to try to understand and comprehend in this life, but he was able to do that through his meditation. Through his meditation, he gained the ability to do that. And now Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji continue.
Gave ko saaj kare tan khe.
Here Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, look, there are some people who sing the praise of God. Saaj kare tan khe. And what they want is, they're asking for their bodies to be created, or they're asking for their bodies to die. There are some people who want to come into the world. You know, they state within Gurbani that while the soul is within the fetus in the womb of the mother, there's continual repetition. They're asking for Vaheguru to give them the ability to be born. And then there are others that are singing to Vaheguru to say, I've had enough of this birth. I've had enough of this life. Just turn it back into the dust that it should be. Give me the ability that I can do this, that I can pass away, or I can do this. And then there are others who are asking for the ability to actually create and to actually destroy. We get the Sakhi of Brahma within the Purans, where Brahma asks for the ability to create the world, create creation. And he does the bhakti of the Devi, and the Devi utters to him, the goddess utters to him that she has not got the ability to grant that wish to Brahma. And it is only Vaheguru that can do that. So Brahma had to then meditate upon Vaheguru, and then Vaheguru gave him the ability to become the creator. God is the creator, but he uses Brahma as his hands, as his tools to create in the world. And within the Sri Yoga Vashisht, there's a Sakya of Indra Brahman as well, that he did the worship of Vaheguru in order for him to have the ability to create. And then he was given the position of Brahma to create at the time. That's what he wanted to do. That was the gift that he wanted. Through meditation, he was given that position. You got to remember, the position of Brahma is not of one individual. It is a position that is bestowed like a king. It is a right that anybody can obtain that position. So Brahma is a position of a creator that people can take according to their ability, their merit, and obtain this power to create it altogether. And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji then continue on.
Gave ko jiye le fir de.
Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji say, look, some people have the sing for the ability that as a being that they come into a body, but at the same time that they can take the soul out of the body and go wherever else they want, and their body remains the carrier of the soul, but they can leave it whenever they want, and they ask for this ability. And the Sakya that appears within Sri Guru Pratap Suraj Prakash is the Sakya of Ram Rai. Ram Rai was the eldest son of Sri Guru Har Rai Ji, and I'll summarise this very quickly. But Ram Rai started his own fraction of the Gurudam. When he wasn't given the Gaddi by Sri Guru Har Rai Ji, he went to Dehradun, where he set up his own seat of authority. And he was there surrounded by Masands for a long time. The problem was the Masands were corrupted. Ram Rai later on, at the time of Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji, met Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji. He brought himself back into the fold. He met Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji upon a river, where they had a discourse between themselves, where none of the Masands, none of the Singhs were present for it. But there he came and paid his respects. But later on, Ram Rai had the ability to leave his body and to go and help his servants. And there was one of his Sikhs who preyed upon him for assistance. So Ram Rai asked Punjab Kaur, who was his wife, to lock him in a room and not to open the doors until he said. She agreed to this. Ram Rai left his body, his soul left his body, and he went to help his Sikh, his disciple. At that point, the Masands realised what was going on, and they saw it as a coup, an attempt of a coup to take over the area, the land, and the position of Ram Rai. And they said to Punjab Kaur, "You're not opening the door because you know that Ram Rai has passed away." Punjab Kaur refused this, but in the end, the Masands broke down the doors, and they got in there. Once they got in, they found the lifeless body and believed that the Ram Rai had passed away. They knew that he hadn't, but they were attempting to take over. And what they did was they burnt the body on the funeral pyre. When Ram Rai then came back, he saw that his body had already been cremated, and he spoke as a spirit to Punjab Kaur and the Masands and told them that what they had done was a massive sin. They had committed a grave sin against their Guru to do that, to desecrate the Guru's body, and now the Guru had nothing to come back to. And then Ram Rai instructs Punjab Kaur to go to Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji and explain what's taken place. It was then that Punjab Kaur went to Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji, explained what took place, and Guru Gobind Singh Ji sent his Singhs in order to set right what went wrong, and they administered the punishment to the Masands there and then. So here's a Sakya that shows that some people have praised the God so much that they gain the ability to come into the body and leave the body at the same time. And that's what Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji is stating there. He's stating, look, there are some people who gain the ability, who do the praise of Vaheguru, so that they can exit the body and enter the body whenever they please. Kind of like a modern day Marvel story. If you look at Doctor Strange, that's what they're basically attempting to do, to show that you can leave the body. The soul is completely separate from the body, that a person can leave it and come back to it if they gain those spiritual abilities. And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji then continue.
Gave ko jape dise dur.
There are those people who sing the praise of Vaheguru and they say, look Vaheguru, I am the one who understands. Jape is to understand. I am the one who realizes that I am the furthest of all, that I am so distant to you. There are some people that sing the praises to realize their distance from Vaheguru. And they do this because they also want the ability that they want to remain far and distant from the world. There are those people who go into the caves and just want to meditate all their lives. And then those people say to Vaheguru, look, I'm praising you, but keep me away from the world. Keep me away from everybody's eyes. Protect me. Give me your vow that my dignity will prevail in this life. And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji state that this is what a person gets. They say they can keep people away from them. They can keep Maya away from them. And then there's those who consider themselves to be very distant from Vaheguru, and they sing the praises for that sole purpose. And then Maharaj continue.
Gave ko vekhe hadra hadur.
And then there are others that sing the praises of Vaheguru. Vekhe hadra hadur. They're able to see God omnipresent in everything. The Sakhis come up Bhagavad Nam Dev Ji, where Bhagavad Nam Dev Ji chases a dog because he can see the dog as being Vaheguru, and he's offering his food to Vaheguru. And then there's other Sakhis where, through his Bani, you see it where it says Sab Govinda, Govinda Binne. Bhagavad Gita says Tu karta tu hu, mujh mein rahana hu. All you see is Vaheguru. You realise the omnipresence of Vaheguru. And they realise that the materialistic world that they have been seeing is true in essence, because everything is Vaheguru. And they see Vaheguru everywhere. And those are the definitions with regards to the merits that a person receives from singing the praises of Vaheguru. And what we're going to do next time is just finish off the rest of the body, and then we'll get to the definitions within the Sampardaic of Sant Gyani Kartar Singh Ji and Sant Gurbachan Singh Ji. But for this katha, we will leave that there. Kamalpreet Singh, if you can close up and we'll do the Mangals, please. Thank you.
Gave ko taan, hove kise taan, gave ko daat, jane nisan, gave ko gun vadiyaiyan char, gave ko vidya vikam vichar, gave ko saaj kare tan khe, gave ko ji le fir de, gave ko jape dise dur, gave ko vekhe hadra hadur, kathna kathi na ave tot, kath kath kathi koti kot kot, tinda de lende tak pahe, juga jugantar khahi khaye, hukmi hukum chalaye rao, nanak vigse ve pravaho.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. He Gobind, He Gopal, He Dayal Lal, Prananath Nath Sage Deen Dard Nivar, He Samarat Agam Purana Mohe Me Atar, Andhakup Mahapayan Nanak Pare Utar. आए प्रभु शरणागति कृपा निध दयाल एक अखर हर मन वस्त नानक होत निहाल एक अखर हर मन वस्त नानक होत निहाल वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह।